Hi, my name is Sophie, and I am your manifesting yogini. Before we begin, I have links in the description to virtual live classes and other paid offerings. Make sure to please hit that like button and subscribe. Today, I will be offering you a gentle practice to manifest the perfect yoga body. You may assume that I am referring to an aesthetic, to the body you might commonly see in yoga spaces. But I am referencing what the Yoga Sutras of Patanjali describe as the perfect yoga body. If you don't know what the Yoga Sutras are, make sure to follow me on Instagram where you can learn more about them. I try to post every Monday a different sutra. The sutra that inspired these practices for me, is 3.46. This sutra describes the perfect yoga body not in a physical sense, but in the qualities a body one should have to perform in a near perfect manner. Those qualities are graceful form, beauty, strength, and sturdiness. Make sure to stay to the end or skip ahead, and I will be offering a longer guided meditation for body acceptance and body positivity, because we can't manifest anything that we don't love and accept first. If you can breathe and you can move, then your body is perfect for yoga, but it might not necessarily be perfect for all styles of yoga. So keep that in mind. Honor your body where it is today. My body personally has changed a lot over the years, and so has my practice. I'll be using a couple blocks and a blanket today, but you don't need them. When you are ready, put on your favorite music and some comfy clothes, and let's begin our practice. Okay, let's begin in a child's pose. Bring the knees wide apart, toes to touch. Hips towards the heels, reach the fingertips forward. Allow the forehead to rest on the mat or a block or your hands or something. Taking a deep inhale here. Exhale. Let it go. Connecting to the observer, the witness of the seer. Beginning to notice the space around you, the sounds and the smells. Feeling into the physical body. Noticing here. Observing the breath, noticing here how the breath participates effortlessly with the physical body. And observing how the breath changes when you simply observe it. Maybe begin to deepen on the inhalation, filling up the spaces of the rib cage, the belly. And if you'd like to set in a personal intention for practice today, so whatever changes you want to see happen with your body, whether that's health-wise, maybe physical appearance, there's nothing wrong with wanting any of that. You can set your personal intention of whatever a perfect body means to you. Maybe you want the yogic sutra definition of that. And that's my intention for practice today. And when you're ready, slowly coming up to hands and knees. Walk the hands a little forward of the shoulders, spread the fingers nice and wide, grip the mat with your fingertips, and press the hips back into your first down dog. Any movement you need here. Pedal out the feet, that's what I'm doing right now. So lifting one heel and then dropping the other, bending one knee and then the other. Keep pressing back through the hips. And then returning back to hands and knees. Inhale, cow tilt, belly drops, gaze lifts. Exhale, round through the spine. Notice here where you start the movement and where you finish the movement. Maybe it's the crown of the head. Is it the belly? Is it the tailbone? Moving in unison with the breath. Observing where your habitual movement patterns begin from. And one more round of your cat-cow. And then untuck the toes if they're tucked. Bring the knees together and come to seated onto your heels. If this feels like too much pain in the knees, you can always grab a couple blocks and bring them in between your feet. Like so. And come to a comfortable seat like this. So working the shoulders here. Bring your hands into goddess arms. And now draw the elbows forward and the fingertips back. Notice here if your rib cage starts to move with you. See if you can tuck that rib cage in and just isolate the movement through the shoulders. Inhale. And exhale. Now bring the elbows down by the sides. Thumbs facing out, palms facing up, and draw the thumbs back behind you. And again, notice if the rib cage moves. See if you can hold that rib cage steady here as you draw the thumbs back. You might feel this now in your shoulders. And then bringing the elbows and forearms together, keep the elbows touching and then just move the forearms apart. The elbows are about shoulder height. And see if you can move the forearms and the hands, just keeping the elbows touching. Now bring the palms back together. Lift the fingertips up towards the ceiling. And again, not moving here with the rib cage, keeping the torso steady. And now we'll invite some rib cage movement. So inhale, come back into your goddess arms and invite a little back bend here, lifting the heart up towards the ceiling. Exhale, close and round. So moving again, just like we did earlier with a cat-cow. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, open. Exhale, close. Inhale, open. Exhale, close. One more round, close. Inhale, open. And then bring your arms to your side. Inhale, reach them up towards the ceiling, moving through some shoulder rolls. And reverse direction. Any tingling or numbness through the legs, please don't stay here. You can always come up to the knees. No tingling, numbness, or sharp shooting pains at all through the practice. If you do, please adjust. And from here, we'll move right back into another down dog, bringing the fingertips out, the thumbs in slightly, and coming back into your down dog. From your down dog, walk your hands back towards the feet into a forward fold. You may need a blanket today at the center of your mat. Press through the feet, soft knees, and slowly roll up one vertebrae at a time. The head, neck, and shoulders are last to arrive. So decide now where the front of your mat is going to be today and stand in a nice, confident Tadasana at the front of your mat, stretching the fingertips towards the floor. From here, bring the palms at heart center, interlace the hands, press the palms forward, and lift them up towards the ceiling. See if you can bring the biceps right behind the ears. And maybe from here you can lift up onto the balls of the feet, lifting the heels. Inhale. Exhale, bow forward, release over the legs, release the heels down to the floor. Forward fold. From here, bring your thumbs into your hip creases, elbows squeeze in towards the back, and press the thumbs into the hip creases, pulling the hips back. Lengthen here through the spine. Just halfway lift, Ardha Uttanasana. Inhale. Exhale, bow forward, hollow out the belly, forward fold. From here, use blocks if the floor is far away. Big step back with the left foot into a low lunge. From here, releasing the left hand to the floor, twisting open, right hand reaches towards the ceiling. Inhale. Exhale, hold. Inhale. Exhale, release the right hand to the inside of the right foot. Spin yourself all the way around, wide-legged forward fold. So something I like to do in my wide-legged forward fold is to bend one knee and then the other. And then maybe bend both knees, lifting the hips a little higher each time you bend and straighten, allowing the head to fall a little lower. Inhale, hands underneath the shoulders, lift just halfway. Walk yourself all the way to the back of the mat. Step the left foot to meet the right, moving into Palakasana plank. Hands directly underneath the shoulders, drawing that pelvis and rib cage in towards each other. Gaze is slightly forward. From here, shift forward onto the toes, drop the knees to the floor, elbows poke to the back of the room, lowering all the way down to the floor, heart and hips at the same time. Tops of the feet to the mat, feel the pelvis root down into the mat. Draw the shoulder blades down the back, drag the hands towards the feet, lifting up to your Bhujangasana Cobra pose. From here, you should be able to just lift the hands right up off the floor. So using the strength of the back body, using the grounding of the feet and the pelvis to lift you high. Inhale. Exhale, lower down. Press back up, either plank or onto your knees. Press back, down dog. From your down dog, bring the toes to connect. Inhale, the right leg lifts just hip height. Point the foot and stack the right hip over the left. Bend through the knee. The right knee high. See if you can squeeze the right heel to the right glute to get a bit more of a quad stretch. Inhale. Exhale, gaze to the center of the mat and place the right knee to the center of the mat. From here, left hand to the floor, right hand reaches up towards the ceiling, twisting open. Inhale. Exhale, we'll simply switch the hands. Right hand comes down, left hand comes up. Left big toe side of the foot to the floor. If you need a little help here with balance, you can pivot the right foot behind the right knee. Left hand reaches towards the ceiling. This modified side plank. Now see if you can flatten that left foot onto the floor, lifting the right knee into off the floor. Releasing the right knee back down. Bring your left hand into a fist and a few circles here in one direction. Reverse the direction. Ground through the back foot. Inhale, return back to center. Reach both fingertips up towards the ceiling. Gate pose. Inhale, exhale, side bend. Over to the left. And that left hand is not pressing into the knee joint at all. Just find a block or just lightly release the left hand down. From here, stacking the shoulders back over the hips, turn the left toes out and bending through the left knee. From here, bring the left hand to the inside of the left knee and gently press the knee into the arm back into the knee. You should get a bit of a hip strengthener here. And then we'll release both hands to the inside of the left foot. Square the hips forward. Tuck the back toes under and straighten through both legs. If this is hard to straighten, you can add a couple blocks to add some height here. Really lengthen here, lift through the heart. Chest moves forward. Bringing both hands, the left hand to the outside of the left foot, both hands on either side of the front foot. And soften pour weight through the front foot, float the right leg up, and release the right foot behind the left foot. Coming into our Tandadasana, Shiva cycles of life pose. Bring the hands to the hip creases. Again, press the elbows back. Inhale, rise all the way up to standing. Hands to heart center, interlace the palms, press the palms forward, and reach them overhead into this little bit of a side bend here. Notice if the right hip draws back. See if you can draw the right hip forward and the left hip back. Inhale. Exhale, Utkatasana pose, stepping the right foot to meet the left. Sit the hips down nice and low. Release the fingertips and sit down into your chair. Inhale. Exhale, bow over the legs, forward fold. Big step back with the right foot into your low lunge. Release the right hand to the floor, left hand reaches towards the ceiling. From here, release the left hand to the floor. Walk yourself all the way around to a wide-legged forward fold. Moving to the back of the mat, walk yourself all the way back to the back of the mat, whichever that is for you, and moving through your vinyasa of choice. So stepping back either to plank, option to drop the knees, lowering halfway or all the way. Inhale, arch up, cobra. Exhale, press back, up and back, down dog. Moving mindfully and slowly through each movement, pausing anywhere you feel inspired to. Toes connect. Inhale, left leg, three-legged dog. Bend the knees, stack the hips. Squeeze the left heel towards the glute. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale, gaze towards the center of the mat. That's where we'll place the knee. Release the left knee down. Left knee and right hand. So opposite hand and knee. Left hand reaches towards the ceiling. And simply switch hands. Left hand comes down. Right hand reaches towards the ceiling. Peel the chest open. The hips stack on top of each other. Right foot comes to the floor. And are you able to lift the left knee up off the floor? Release the left knee down, bring your right hand into a fist, a loose fist, and roll out the hand, the wrist. And reverse direction. Ground through the right foot. Inhale, rising up to your gate pose. I tried to make this so I was facing you, but it didn't work. Inhale, reach up towards the ceiling. Exhale, side bend over to the right side. These postures are always easier with a smile. Inhale. And exhale, turning the right foot out, bending through the right knee, bringing the right right arm to the inside of the right knee, and press the knee into the arm into the knee. From here, we'll place both hands to the inside of the right foot, pivot, square the hips forward, and straighten the legs into this funky pyramid pose. From your period, maybe lift just halfway. Lengthen the heart, chest leads forward, and exhale, fold. Place both hands on either side of the front foot. Bend through the front leg and float the left leg up. And release it behind the right for Tandasana. Bring your hands to the hips. Inhale, rising up. Left hip presses forward, right hip presses back. Interlace the palms. And just a gentle side bend over to the right. Stepping the left foot to meet the right. All right, now we're going to start bringing in the heat. So come right through to your Utkatasana. Feet together, heels just a finger distance apart. Sit the hips nice and low. From your Utkatasana, lift just the left heel up off the floor. Find the foundation, find steadiness through the right leg. Lift the left leg, sweep the arms back behind you. As you do, send the left leg long back behind you on the mat. Find your balance here. Leaning over the front leg. Inhale, exhale, hold. Gentle lift of back inner thigh. Inhale. Exhale, windmill the hands, left then right. Warrior two. Nice deep bend through the right knee. Virabhadrasana two. Gazing over the right fingertips. Flip the right palm up towards the ceiling. Reach the fingertips forward. Just moving here with the rib cage. Inhale. Exhale. Reverse your warrior. And then turning the right toes forward into a 5-pointed star. Other side. Warrior two to the other side of the mat. Flip the left palm up. And just moving here, isolating through the rib cage. Rib cage juts forward and up and back. Inhale. Exhale, windmill the hands, left then right. Option to move through a vinyasa, stepping the left foot back to meet the right. Lowering down halfway, all the way. Inhale, cobra or up dog, if that's something you're skilled at. Exhale, press back, down dog. So everything, of course, is always suggestions for your body. Honor where your body is at this moment in time. It doesn't mean it's forever. Place big toes to connect. Inhale. You might want to move your blankets out of the way for this. Right leg lifts, three-legged dog, and we'll stack the hips. From here, shift the shoulders forward. Are you able to come into your wild thing, releasing the right toes to the floor, pressing the heart up towards the ceiling? From our wild thing, we'll come into a fallen star. So sending the right leg back up and in. And I lost my microphone. Right knee comes into the chest. So we're in this down dog with the right knee into the chest. Right knee comes to the left elbow. Extend the right leg, coming to the pinky toe side of the left foot into fallen star. Always an option to bring the knee down and come into that variation we did earlier. From your fallen star, we'll all bring the knee to the center of the mat. Left hand comes down, right hand comes up into that twist. From here, releasing both hands down. Step the left foot forward to the right knee is down. The left foot is forward into our Anjaneyasana, stacking the shoulders over the hips. From our Anjaneyasana, interlace the hands. Your second favorite finger is in front now, so switch up the grip. Bring hands overhead. And imagine someone is pulling that back foot behind you, so lengthen through the back leg. And maybe find a little bit of a back bend here. Inhale. Exhale, release the hands down to either side of the front foot. Bring the hands to the hips. Tuck the back toe under. And from here, see if you can keep the shoulders stacked over the hips. Tuck the back toe under, lift the back knee up off the floor. From here, we're going to come into our Tandasana, hands at heart center. But first, we're going to come into a Shiva squat. So lifting the right knee, Bring right knee behind the left. If you're a little, have pretty strong legs here, maybe you can bend deeply and bring the knee to the ankle. And then we'll just release the right toes behind you, interlace the palms and bring them overhead. Other side, Utkatasana, chair pose. Lifting just the left heel up off the floor. The right heel. Edit. Lift the right heel up off the floor, sweep the arms back behind you. Big step back with the right foot. Leaning over the front leg. Lifting through the back inner thigh. Inhale, exhale, windmill warrior 2. Flip the left palm up, reach it forward, up and back. Reverse. Extended side angle. Bring the left elbow to left thigh and slice the air with the right hand overhead, or just reach it towards the ceiling. Ground to the back foot, 5 pointed star. Bring hands to heart center, interlace the palms up overhead, turning the right toes out, right through to warrior 2. Virabhadrasana 2, flip the right palm, reach fingertips forward, up and back. Reversed warrior. Inhale. Exhale, extended side angle, bring right elbow to right thigh, and slice the air open with the left arm. Inhale, back up to reverse. And windmill the hands. The leg that is forward steps back into plank. Lowering down. Arching up. Press back. Down dog. Pause here in your down dog. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, sigh it out. And if you're home alone, you can make a nice big audible sigh. One more time. Inhale. Well, I probably shouldn't have done that in the microphone. Oh well. Press back into the hips. Lift the left leg, 3-legged dog. Stack the hips. Are you able to get wild in your wild thing? From wild thing, fallen star, knee comes into the chest to the right tricep. Extend the left leg. Lift the hips high. And that left knee is on the ground if it's not already. Right hand down, left hand up. Stepping the right foot forward, Anjaneyasana. Lengthen through the back leg. So you can just stay here, just working on the legs. Don't worry about the upper body. Find your balance here with the legs. So you want to imagine someone's pulling that left leg back. The right heel draws back as well. So we're feeling the hamstring engage. So this is a bit of a balance challenge more than a back bend. So bringing the arms up towards the ceiling and back bend here. And a back bend is not a neck bend. So if you're finding this all through the neck, see if you can bring tuck the chin under and just isolate the movement through the spine. Inhale and exhale, release the hands to either side of the front foot. And then to the hips. Tuck the back toe under. And see if you can keep the shoulders stacked over the hips as you lift the back leg up off the floor. So a little leg work here, leg strengthener. Hands to heart center. And Shiva squat. From your Shiva squat, release the left toes down. And one final Tandasana, Shiva cycles of life pose. Step the left foot to meet the right. We did it. Exhale, forward fold. Relax here in your forward fold. If you want to deepen here, come into gorilla. So gorilla, lifting right foot, bringing the right hand under the right foot, the left hand under the left, toes towards the wrist, toes in line with the wrist creases. And you can move the toes around, the feet around to massage out your hands. And realize I have a block in the way, so you probably can't see what I'm doing. There you are. I do have feet. Release the hands. Step back into a down dog. From your down dog, right leg lifts, three-legged dog. Bend the knee and stack the hips. We did this a few times already. And then send the right shin forward to the front of the mat into a pigeon pose. So one thing I like to do before I get into my pigeon is keep the back toes tucked, the left leg lifted up off the floor. And then from here, I do a little bit of a twist. I drop the left hip down and gaze towards my right foot. And you can do that a couple times. Walk the left leg back if it doesn't hurt your sacrum at all. So if you find that your hip is way up here in pigeon pose, please grab a block, a blanket, something so that you can relax your hip onto something so we're not stretching from the knee joint here in this posture. But if your hip is nice down here and you don't have any issues here with the sacrum, say you can't get your leg parallel, your heel is right in line with the pelvis, that's totally fine. There's nothing wrong with that. But if you want to work on getting the shin parallel, tuck the back toe under, lift the back knee, rock back and forth a few times. And as you do that, you can slowly bring the shin parallel. This is only for my bendy yogis. Please honor your body where you are. You might get it parallel and be like, ooh, that doesn't feel good in my sacrum. So just stay right here. Stay up, or maybe you've already come down to the ground. Where can you relax? What can you let go? From here, bring hands to either side of the front shin. Tuck the back toe under. Step the right foot back if you want to lift into three-legged dog. That's You know, you can do whatever you want. I'm not going to stop you. I can't even see you. So lift the left leg up towards the ceiling, stack the hips, bend the knee, and send it parallel to the front of the mat. Walk the right foot back. Keep the knee lifted. Tuck the back toes under. Send the left hip. And right from here, bringing the right hip down, gentle twist to the left. And now walk the right foot back. Again, if your hip is lifted high, please place something underneath it. If your hip is firmly grounded to the ground, and this is super easy, then maybe you can do some rocks back and forth. And then release down to the ground when you're ready. You can always bring a block underneath your forehead if you want. Notice here if you're clenching through the jaw, soften through the tongue, through the eyes, forehead. Inhale, exhale, let it go. Tuck the back toes under, hands to either side of the front leg. And shoot, send that left leg back. One more down dog. And drop the knees to the earth. Bring the knees wide apart. Hips come back. One more child's pose. One more breath here in your child's pose. And coming up to seated on the heels just to extend the legs forward. Reach the fingers forward, tuck the chin under, and slow motion roll all the way down to the floor. Walk the shoulder blades underneath you. Allow the body to take up space here. Let this be a reminder that no matter what your body looks like, you're allowed to be here and to take up space and enter the spaces that your body might be different than the people that have entered those spaces before. We'll finish with a guided meditation for body acceptance and positivity. So I want you to think of a place in your body that you have judged harshly, either in the present or in the past. And then I want you to say thank you to this place in the body. For example, say it's your belly. Say thank you for keeping my organs in place, for digesting food that I eat, for operating the organs in a healthy way. Thank you for all the work you do. And then we'll work with an affirmation. Think about that body part that you judged harshly. And then trace that judgment and that thought to where it originally came from, because it wasn't from you. It could have been societal standards. It could have been from a disease or circumstance that caused you to judge this place harshly. It could have been from another person, a caretaker. Pinpoint who was the first person to have that thought. And the affirmation we'll use is, this was not my thought. This was fill in the blanks thought. And you can put the thought in whatever that thought is. So say the thought is your belly. I didn't think my belly was a problem. So and so thought my belly was a problem. And once you've finished that affirmation, place your hands on wherever part of the body, I'm focusing on the belly for me, that you judged harshly. If you need to sit up to do that, feel free. And then just gently press your hands into that part and notice slowly moving where there's any tightness or discomfort. And once you've found that place of tightness or discomfort, just place some gentle pressure with the hands and breathe into that point of the hands, allowing that discomfort to subside. And feel free to practice this video as many times as you want. It's on YouTube forever, so you could always come back and do this meditation with other parts of the body. And when you're finished with that meditation, find one more thing you're grateful for in your body. Stay here in your Shavasana. taking a sip of air in. Begin to wiggle the fingers and the toes. Slowly waking up the physical body, maybe reaching arms overhead, walking the soles of the feet to the mat and into the chest. Rolling over onto the right hand side in the fetal position. And press your way up to a comfortable seat. Thank you so much for practicing with me today on this very experimental channel that I have going. So thank you very much, and namaste.